Poppy has gone from being a terrible troll champion to redemption, and now, this Korean Poppy jungle player has used some crazy cheese strategies to get all the way to Grandmaster in Korea, playing against pro players and familiar faces. This video is sponsored by Opera GX Browser, the world's first browser for gamers, meaning all the features are custom built for gaming. You're playing a game while watching your favourite streamer, happy chime noises. Your FPS starts to drop in game. Oh look, it's Chrome stealing your RAM again. Opera GX has GX Control, where you can control how much RAM and CPU the browser can use, so it will never affect your in-game performance. That's much better. Quickly get back to watching your favourite streamer with Twitch integration and notifications when someone goes live, or message friends through the Messenger integrations. You literally never have to open Discord again, because their browser version is actually good, once again saving you some RAM. It even has a feature called Hot Tabs Killer that shows you the most resource draining tabs so you can close it right away. If you ever want a break from the hell of League of Legends solo queue, Opera GX has GX Corner, a calendar of all new game releases, and a store full of deals from loads of different platforms all in one place, meaning you can always get games cheaper. Customize your browser with special themes, wallpapers, and colours, even having Razer Chrome integration for matching satisfaction. Force dark mode, meaning you never have to deal with bright white pages ever again, and lots more features. Download Opera through the link in the description. You know my channel for its high quality analysis and editing, so I made sure that my first sponsor was just as high quality. Give it a download, try it out, and let me know what you think in the comments. Now back to Poppy. Surprisingly, our player is named Poppy Jungle Only. He started playing League in Season 3, starting off his first year in Silver. In Season 4 he started trying out some new champions, and decided Fiddlesticks would be his new main. This one-tricking brought him immediately up to Platinum that season. Season 5 came, and he made it to Diamond for the first time with his Fiddlesticks. In Season 6 he made no progress, staying in Diamond. In Season 7, once again, stuck in Diamond. He was called to go on his mandatory Korean military service. After roughly 18 months in the Korean countryside, he returned to Season 9, and realised all the runes had changed. His boy Fiddlesticks was not in a great spot, so he decided to change champion. He looked back to his time in Season 3, thinking about his old champions. I remembered his love of Poppy. With her new kit, she fit the season well, and he already knew a lot about her old version, so he gave her a try. Poppy top lane, once again, only brought him to the bottom of Diamond. His Poppy was much further ahead than his top lane knowledge, having played jungle for years, so he decided to combine the two, swapping to a more familiar position, and immediately having insane success with jungle Poppy. By the end of Season 9, he had climbed all the way to Master Korea. Season 10, he climbed again, even making it to Grandmaster. In Season 11, he's already peaked at 568 LP Grandmaster, very close to Challenger, and that is his goal for this season. This is how he did it. Poppy as a champion is often thought to be just another boring tank who cannot solo carry games. However, this player instead has found an impressive, consistent way to carry himself without having to rely on his teammates. Poppy Jungle Only is for sure the cheesiest player in Korean high elo, maybe in any server. If you play against this guy for just one game, you would think, oh, he just did something stupid to beat me. I guess he just got lucky. But if you then play against him again, you would see him do the exact same stupid play and win once again. This Poppy has created a very easy game plan, level by level, that lets him win games even against the world's best. Poppy as a jungler is very early game focused. Even at level 2, you have unlocked all the necessary gank tools to kill a laner, and that's exactly what he uses to win games. His jungle pathing initially makes no sense. He starts blue, and then runs to the enemy raptors? Is this guy trolling? What is the benefit of doing this? This is actually a really smart cheese play that leaves Poppy with a ton of options. From here, Poppy goes on the raptors using her abilities, and then moves his camera to his lanes. He checks, is mid lane killable? Is bot lane killable? He finishes chickens and immediately level 2 ganks. If he ganks bot lane, it's at a weird timing. No level 2 gank or level 3 gank would happen at this point, so no laners see it coming. He can run in, stun against any of the walls, and get a free kill immediately. In mid lane, same thing, weird timing. He pushes the enemy laner forward, surprising them from behind. Level 2 ganks are normally so risky, but this guy always stays even by clearing 2 camps before going for them. This raptor camp will always be up and uncontested. A full clear jungler would start red, then run to Golem second, letting Poppy slip past unseen to steal the camp. A level 3 ganking jungler would skip raptors and leave to go to topside, again giving Poppy a free camp. Junglers who start on the other side don't get there in time because they're clearing their wolves. He can even skip raptors if mid or bot are doing something really stupid and collapse for free kills. This is only one of his early cheese routes that gets him wins. He also has raptor start, to red, to top lane gank, again having the same weird timing, great for killing an immobile top laner. Whatever happens, he's going for a kill at level 3 or before. This is the necessary playstyle for Poppy. You're one of the strongest long-range gankers in the game early on, and you need to use that pressure. Even a normal jungle path for him is a single side clear into a gank mid. He is a nightmare for any laner. These 3 cheese ganks can be swapped in and out depending on your laners and the enemies. Do the enemies have a Lucian mid? Gank him at level 3 with your dash blocker. Enemies have a bot lane that wants to fight? Get their level 2 when they are still level 1. Kill them and start snowballing the game. This ganking style never stops. If this Poppy gets a successful gank or a flash, this is now his lane too. Immediately after a gank, he thinks, how soon can I gank them again? He usually bases, gets an item, kills a single camp, and goes right back, ensuring he is only visiting the strongest part of his team over and over again. again. You've heard of weak side and strong side. This guy creates a strong side with early ganks, and sits in that lane until the strong side becomes the too strong to beat side, snowballing towers and getting a 5k gold lead by 10 minutes. Here's a great example where he ganks an Ezreal level 3, picks up a double kill, denies Ezreal a wave, then he ganks him again, gets another double kill. By the time they get to mid game, Kai'Sa is 4 or 5 levels up on the enemy support, and the game becomes way too one-sided for enemies to even stand a chance. If enemies have a dash, they'll use it to escape your gank. This Poppy saves W and does this insane flash W play, turn their dash into a self CC, making ungankable lanes that are filled with wards a free outplay kill. Also, while Gale Force becomes more popular, Poppy only gets better, making her W more effective than ever. He even dives towers the same way every single time. His team pushes the wave, he walks in, and auto attacks for damage and a shield drop that he can kite to. He eases them against the tower or the wall, Qs for damage, finishes with auto attacks, walking over shields to escape if he needs it. Diving on Poppy is a necessary way to push your advantage. It means you don't have to try and get multiple lanes ahead to win. You can just focus on one lane over and over again. This is his famous flowchart that wins him games. He doesn't have to invent a new jungle path every game, or invent a new playstyle to win it. He can do the same cheese every time, same dives every time because it works. And he rarely plays against the same players in the same roles, game after game. He's playing at the highest ranks of Korean solo queue, literally with actual Faker on his team, and his cheese playstyle still works. So yes, this will work in any elo. Oh, and here's another secret to make his damage crazy high. Dark Harvest in his runes gives Poppy the damage extension she has always needed, giving her the ability to one-shot enemies over and over, even by herself. At level 6 you get your ultimate, which he mostly uses for the knockup, keeping enemies in place for the team to do damage, or set up an E into the wall afterwards. But of course you can also use it to kill people. You could even try this insane play where you flank an enemy, ult them quickly, and then catch them with your E, locking them against a wall for a kill. Just like any good jungler, he is constantly looking for his next play, clearing camps without even looking at them, so he can see what his laners are doing at all times. Even if his camp is half killed, 1 HP, he'll always leave it if he sees a fight about to happen, or a counter gank opportunity. Even here at level 2, he is almost done with blue buff, but he sees a Kayn top lane, so he just leaves it there, and runs top to counter gank, trying to save Jace and get a kill. If you're clearing a ward and see someone overextending, just leave it, sprint to them for another free kill. Camps will always be there, but play opportunities can be gone if you do not react in seconds. If you're playing selfishly and only thinking, what is my best option here, then your team has the chance to make big mistakes if you're not there. What you should be doing is seeing what your team want to do. For example here, Poppy. His full topside camps are up, even his full bot side camps are up. What is the correct play? Any normal player would start one of these buffs and make sure he's grabbing his XP and gold to stay even. This Poppy instead realizes that his Jace has a big lead top lane and is about to overextend into the enemy tier 2 to get a kill. So Poppy supports this play, making sure Jace stays alive and even picks up a kill under tower that otherwise wouldn't have happened. If instead Poppy had done a full clear, Poppy would only have part of an item. Sitting with a teammate can get kills, keep them alive, and steal gold from enemies that you kill. So both of these plays can keep the game even, but if you're just doing camps, then you can risk one of your laners dying. If you're sitting there farming jungle on Poppy, your early game advantages can dwindle to nothing as enemies catch up, leaving you even in mid game, which is not what you want. By mid game you should have your big damage item, and continue to look for plays. You'll now be skirmishing and team fighting, and this Poppy has one very specific way he wins fights. In team fights, his only focus is getting an E onto a champion and killing them before they can get away. If he commits with E and doesn't get a kill, he is in the center of a fight, 5v5 with no advantage, no mobility. If he gets a kill, it's a 5v4, and then he can stall to get his cooldowns back. The better your early game, the higher the chance of the kill working instantly, winning the fight. If you have a bad early game, or you're going for a tank build, you have lower damage, and then there's a chance the fight can get turned around. Here's a great example of a simple one fight. Poppy gets a flank off onto an enemy carry. This is actually AD carry Seraphine, which he one-shots, taking out a lot of their fighting power. From here he moves in, looking to hit Q on multiple members to deal high damage. He uses a tap ult to knock up 2 members, and guarantee a second Q landing for even more damage, finishing off his quadra kill with a final push into the wall. But what about a weird, complicated fight where Poppy has no easy options? This one's really important. This is a very weird fight for Poppy to join. You have to be very creative to win this fight, because there are no obvious plays. Poppy can't just run in and slam an enemy into tower, or you just die to their team. So he waits for something to happen. He sees an enemy stunned on the side, so instantly realizes he can chain CC that guy to death. Split second, he flashes for it, and Renekton has no chance to do anything in the fight. He then returns to his uneven 5v4 fight, which you can now dive. Cat gets a big combo and they win the fight. By the way, make sure you're not using E away from your team unless you're 100% certain it kills them. What about later on in the game where you start to get outscaled? Here's a later team fight where Poppy's job changes. The first part is the same. He uses EQ to dive and finish off a low carry. From there, the enemy team becomes outmatched. Poppy peels back and joins her backline, chasing. He lands a stun on one enemy, setting him up to be DPS'd by his Vayne. Poppy W denies a dive onto his backline, again saving Vayne and killing Renekton. From here, the team just clean up the fight. One great tip from our player is that E is your only mobility. Use enemies to reposition if you cannot slam them, or use it as an escape for a last resort. Q plus flash is instant damage, and provides a CC that cannot be reacted to, getting you kills that otherwise wouldn't be possible. If you're not ahead in mid or late game, this Poppy has a comeback strategy, where instead of fighting, they look for side lane picks in 2v1s, using the insane movement speed Poppy gets from her W to gap close, and then CC them to death. His ban every game is Karthus or Udyr. Karthus can outfarm and outscale very quickly, so banning Karthus reduces the pressure. Udyr is just the best jungler in the game right now, so he should be banned every single game if you want to avoid a loss. For his build, he goes Blue Smite. The slow is great for setting up more CCs with his E. If he gets an early kill, he instantly bases, buying mobility boots and commits to a full damage carry style, returning right back to that lane and killing them again. For the aggressive carry early game playstyle, he goes Divine Sunderer, or even Duskblade if he's far ahead for even more one-shots. For the tank playstyle, when his team already has a lot of damage, he goes first item Turbo Chem Tank and gives control of the game to his team. I think the damage build sounds a lot more fun personally. Second item can be Sterak's for more damage, or Deadman's if you want to have consistent tankiness and more movement speed to make plays. From there, you buy situational tank items like Randuin's versus AD teams, Thornmail against healing, and Abyssal Mask versus AP. The more items you have, the weaker Poppy actually gets, opposite to most champions, so you want to end as soon as you can. He takes the same rooms every game with Dark Harvest to increase his damage even more. Thanks again to the sponsor. Make sure you download it from my link below and test it out. You will not be disappointed. If you want to see if this build really works, I'm playing it on stream right now at twitch.tv/happychimenoises, as well as other off-meta picks. Thanks so much for watching. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed. See you next time.